For our first week, we had an FYP talk shared by Puan Herliana through an application of Microsoft Teams. So I didn't snap any pictures during our meeting this week. However, we visited with the lab coordinator Puan Shawarina this week to request permission to use the lab highway in the process to create our samples. We also looked over if the materials and equipment needed for the project were available, such as the aggregates, asphalt, sand, and the Marshall stability test equipment. Aside from that, she also encouraged us to conduct the Marshall strength test on the lab itself. Following that, we met with our supervisor to go through the details of our project. In addition, I texted Ikram Paves as our backup plans for laboratory testing. During week 3, we ordered crumb rubber, which is then meshed in size from Kim Sang Huat Resources. I also talked with my partner about starting our project as soon as we can. Soon after that, we received the parcel and we are pleased that it arrived as expected and in alignment with our initial anticipations. In week 4, we went to the highway laboratory together with our supervisor to ensure that the equipment was working properly. We attended a meeting with our supervisor, which we had an extended conversations regarding how we would utilize the highway laboratory for the purpose of creating samples and conducting tests. We also had a short meeting with the lab coordinator where we were in a brief conversations concerning the equipment. During our discussion, we exchanged thoughts and insights related to the machinery and its functionality. In week 5, we started our project by collecting and weighing aggregates approximately 2 kilograms at the concrete laboratory. After completing those 2 steps, we proceeded to sieve these aggregates using the sieve shaker for about 3 to 5 minutes. Here's a video of me sieving these aggregates. Also me figuring out on how to fit that heavy plate on top of it. This is how it looks like after sieving it. We separated it into 3 buckets with their own size, which were 20mm, 14mm and 10mm. The next day, I put those sieved aggregates onto the separate plates based on their sizes to be kept inside the oven. Then after that, I oven dried it for 4 hours with a temperature of 150 degrees Celsius. Finally, I was so excited on making our sample as I was waiting for this whole time. Anyway, let's proceed on making the first sample, which was the 10% ratio of crumb rubber. The materials that were involved in this process were sieved aggregates, crumb rubber, sand, and asphalt. First step is to actually weigh a correct ratio of each size of aggregates. We could only record from afar as it is very dangerous if we were to record while cooking it. Next, put asphalt inside the pan to melt it. Mind you, this is a high pressure stove, so it melted very quickly. Put the crumb rubber next and add aggregates after that. Mix it well until the aggregates are fully coated with crumb rubber and asphalt. After mixing it well, last step is to add the sand into the mixture. And again, mix, mix, mix. After that, pour the mixture into the cylindrical mold and let it cool down for 24 hours. Enough. So we did another sample of 10% crumb rubber this week. The process were basically the same and this mixture was also poured into the mold. The mold was also covered with oil to prevent the sample from sticking. First, we measured the diameter and height of the sample. Then, measure the weight in the air and in the water. Proceed on putting the whole sample inside a water bath with 60 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. We then went to the Marshall strength test, but due to our limitations of knowledge on operating the machine, we accidentally crushed down our sample due to high pressure of load. This concludes our second sample to be failed at the last stage of the procedures. That's all from me today. Thank you.